Good morning. Welcome to the B.F. Anderson Technical Report for June the 20th. Well, things are improving. We're seeing last week we talked about how things were improving. Well, they're improving a lot. We're seeing here with the NASDAQ, we'll start out with the daily NASDAQ. You can see volume has picked up a little bit to the upside. We have, formed it looks like we formed a low here. We've broken out now above the upper moving average. Lower moving average is turned up. The NASDAQ index, now we follow 5 indices, but the NASDAQ is now on a buy signal. Once that lower moving average turns up and the index is above the lower moving average, that is now a buy signal. So much improvement. Here's the weekly. You can see here that volume has also picked up on a weekly basis. We came down in May. Tested the 35-week moving average. We held. We've now been more than 2 weeks. We're actually 3 weeks above the 35-week moving average. This is very positive. Advanced decline line now turning up. We were moving sideways. We're now in an uptrend. So advancers are outpacing decliners. The high-low index, much improvement. We got down here in May with the correction and zoom. We're really improving there. Yesterday we saw probably one of the lower new lows. We only had 31 new lows. The previous day we had 27. We're trying to hold below that 40. If we can hold below 40, that's a very positive sign. The long-term indicator, the 10-month versus the 20-month moving averages are in an uptrend. You can see that upper moving average is now just trying to turn up a little bit. We are very close to making new highs on the S&P 500. Now, here was your window of opportunity, and we talked about this, fear and greed. You want to get aggressive when you have extreme fear, and you want to get defensive when you've got extreme greed. So your window of opportunity opened right here when we got into extreme greed. Now we've moved, extreme fear. We got into extreme fear. Now we've moved back down all the way into fear, very close to going to a neutral position on sentiment. Now this indicator has been really interesting. This is the 200-week moving average. As we've mentioned in the past, we get pullbacks close to the moving average since 2011. This is the pattern. Then we rally to new highs, we have a correction. Same thing here. We pull back close to the 200-week, we rally to new highs, and we have a correction. Okay, last year, December of 2018, we got close to the 200-week. We rallied to new highs, had a correction. Now we're just about to rally to new highs. I think we'll hit new highs soon. Small caps are improving. Here's your 200-day moving average on the Russell 2000, which is the small cap stocks. We have broken out above the 200-day, which is very positive. We are in an uptrend now in the small caps. A break above 1600 would be very, very positive. Now the small caps continue to lag, but improving. Now on the value line geometric index, we're back up around 527.22. We came down, we tested the box. This is basically a 20-year box that we've been trapped in 2016, 2017. We broke out of that box, made a new high, got hit with the bad year last year, rallied, have pulled back, so we're making higher lows, higher lows, higher lows. This index is in an uptrend. Now remember, this is measuring the average stock because it is a equally weighted index. It's not market cap weighted. Now on the yield curve, you can see here, the Fed came out yesterday, left interest rates unchanged. We'll talk a little bit more about that here in just a second. But you can see here that the yield curve is broadening. We're not inverting. We're not inverting, and everyone wants to say if we invert, we have a recession. I'm not so sure I believe that. Now, unemployment rate. I thought this was really a fascinating graph. I went back to 1990, and this is the unemployment rate. You can see here that we got down to a real low unemployment rate around 2000, that we had the recession. Then we got down to a low unemployment rate, we had the recession. Now, unfortunately, for Donald Trump and Barack Obama and George Bush and whoever. This is a business cycle. It's no one man is going to determine the unemployment rate. You can see here back in the Great Recession we got up to 10% unemployment. Now let's remember now 90% of the people are working. So it's bad, but it's not like a depression where you can't get a job. But anyway, bottom line is we've gotten way down here to the lowest unemployment rate in at least 20 years. So the real question mark here is this. The Fed is having a tough time here because for them to cut interest rates with unemployment here, but there's just no inflation. There's not a whiff of inflation out there. So what is the Fed going to do? Well, basically the story is they're going to cut rates. I don't know if the unemployment rate will continue to drop or not, but anyway, it is down there. Now, here's another graph I thought would be of interest. This is the global Dow. This is looking at more of an international picture. You can see here that we got the same rally, the pullback, and we pretty much have been stuck since around 2017. Now, if the international markets get going, I think that's going to be a real positive. So let's look at the top 5 stocks that are the strongest stocks in our database. This is a company called Enphase Energy. This has to do with solar. Hard to figure, but the stock is really acting well in a very strong uptrend. This is a new company on the list called Innovative Industrial Properties. These are real estate development. Stock has been very, very powerful in an uptrend. This is an international company out of Argentina. This is the Amazon of Argentina. This is Mercado Libre. Just broke out of a base on top of a base. You've got a base, second base, now you got a third base breaking out of that base. This has been a very powerful stock. Here's a stock that we own in our portfolio. I have to disclose that. This is Shopify. This is possibly the next Amazon. You can see that this stock has just been in a beautiful uptrend for an extended period of time, and on heavy volume yesterday broke out to an all-time new high, and as I checked the pre-opening prices, it's going to make a new high on the opening. This is Snap, which is somewhat like a social networking, like a Facebook type thing. This is a low price stock, $14 stock. They've had their problems, but the stock does look like it's breaking out. So all in all, everything has improved dramatically. We feel like the market's going to make new highs. And like I say, that window of opportunity for a bull market opens and then closes a lot quicker than we realize. So just be aware of that. Thank you very much.